criminy, what a calamity. The electricity has gone out. That lightning strike just now must have caused a blackout. I can't see anything in this blast of darkness. The ghost will have the run of the place in the dark. Be careful, Luigi.
Alright, so we have officially entered the blackout section of the game. Essentially what that means is, we have a power outage here now at the mansion, meaning the entire place has been re-darkened. Yes, so all of that work that you've done in every single room up until now, including these outside sections with the balconies, are now dark again. And as you can see, we have a complete herd of ghosts harassing us all at the same time. So not only does your work kind of go to waste, well, temporarily, and you'll kind of see when we kind of get a little bit further, but yeah, you have a lot more ghosts to deal with in every single room of the mansion. It's not just going to be this as simple as how it was when you first cleared a room. Yeah, you have to take on all of these ghosts. Well, you don't have to take them on, but they will reappear in every single room of the mansion now that the whole place is dark again. One thing to note is you can choose to stay in each individual room and suck up all the ghosts. Once you do suck up enough ghosts, they will stop respawning. So, or they will stop spawning. That is something you can do. Do you get anything out of doing that? No, absolutely not. But it is something that might make it a little bit easier to get around if you're traveling, you know, up and down the mansion and just do not want to deal with all these ghosts harassing you. But at the same time, it is a little bit of a time-consuming thing. So, as you can see, we still haven't locked this door. I was actually just kind of going in these other rooms to show off that, yeah, these rooms were cleared. Now they are dark again, including this outside balcony. I'm personally not going to take any time out to take care of some of these ghosts unless they harass me enough to where I just kind of get annoyed. But for now, we're just going to progress on like normal, like nothing has happened, even though, well, really that's all we can do for now. So let's go ahead and open the door. Finally, officially starting Area 4. And we have yet again another hallway up on this third floor. So as you can see, yeah, just one room that we can enter right now. So yeah, unfortunately we are forced to continue on, even though there is, well, we've been in a room before where there was kind of an obvious answer to what's going on here, but unfortunately the game does make us go into this room to find it out first. And if you know, you know, but it may not be as obvious to everybody else. We have now entered the telephone room and it sounds like we're getting a call. Yeah, is it Mario? Hello? May I ask who is speaking, please? It's Bowser! So we get two options here, Luigi or Bowser. Let's go with Bowser. Ick! And that's all they say. So yeah, it is, it's kind of funny when that happens, but we'll go ahead and try it again. Hello? May I ask who's speaking, please? Luigi?
Woo, it's me, Toad. I don't know what I would have done if a ghost had answered. Anyway, we have a terrible problem. There's a blackout all over the house. What should we do? We really are afraid of the dark. Isn't there a way you can turn on the lights? Huh? No, we don't know how to turn them on. We were hoping you'd know. Oh, me. But now I think about it, I do remember seeing a large breaker switch somewhere in the basement.
Yeah, so that's pretty much your clue to essentially backtrack all the way back down to the basement in that breaker room that we first entered in the beginning of Area 2, I do believe.
Hello?
Hello? Howdy? Hello?
Oh, sorry to surprise you, boy. It's me, Professor Egad. Sorry for disturbing you. I know I usually contact you by Game Boy Horror, but I thought I'd try this phone since you were in the room.
Man, he's just spying on us left and right.
You know that all ghosts avoid the light and hide in the dark. But listen now, there's one ghost who fled from the gallery who only hides in the darkest places. His name is Uncle Grimly. If he's on the loose, now may be your only chance to get him. Why don't you try looking for him before you get those lights back on? Might be wise. He's old for a ghost, but it's only made him more cautious. I do know, though, that for some reason he tends to prefer rooms with mirrors. Uh-oh, the ghosts are starting to approach your position. Be careful, Luigi.
Alright, so post-haste, we have some ghosts that have now decided to spawn, unfortunately right after our call to Egad. So yeah, Egad essentially is giving you hints left and right as far as what you need to do. I guess not really hints, he's just kind of coming out and telling you where you need to go and what you need to do. But yeah, we essentially now have two new objectives. Obviously right now we're taking care of the ghosts in this room. Unfortunately we will not be able to light it up once we clear them all, of course, for now. But we have to go back down to the basement to, of course, hit that breaker in the breaker room, and we have to deal with someone by the name of Uncle Grimly is actually his name. So, and he will be found, of course, in a mirror, or in a mirror. He'll be found in a room with a, I believe Gad said with a large mirror. So, that is actually kind of pointing you towards a couple of different rooms, maybe more than that if you kind of really think about it. So yeah, that hint's actually not obvious. I was actually stuck on this part. I remember as a kid, for the longest time, like this stopped me from beating the game. I had to actually look up guides, I believe, way back, and it was like the early 2000s, you know, not long after this game was released, of course. And I was stumbled, like I was completely stumbled here. I had no idea what to do. I could not figure out what his hint was about, other than I had to go back down to the basement. But if you look on the map, unfortunately, I will show you that you will not be able to get down into that breaker room. As you can see, it looks like we have no other doors we can actually enter on this floor. But yeah, if you go back down, second floor, first floor, and then the basement, as you can see, there is actually a lock on that door, which is kind of weird because you were able to access it before, and of course, now that it's part of the main story objective, you cannot get in there without another key. So they do make you do a little bit of an extra step to get down there, but it's okay because we are going to be confronting somebody by the name of Uncle Grimly. And if you haven't figured it out by now, he is actually going to be the next portrait ghost that we need to hunt down. He's a little bit of a unconventional portrait ghost, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Holy cow, that was close. And those are always so close. But you'll kind of see what I'm talking about once we get to the room that we need to go. But for now, we're just going to avoid all these annoying ghosts that are respawning in these rooms we've already cleared. And we're going to go ahead down to the next floor, because we have to go ahead and look for Uncle Grimly. As you can see, I just want to kind of show, before we do that though, I kind of want to just show off, yeah, all these floors are redarkened. So this is not anything to get too frustrated about again, because we are going to solve this issue as soon as we get into that breaker room. But yeah, I just want to again just show off all that hard work. Looks like it has been kind of reversed at the moment, so kind of cool. I actually kind of like this idea of having like this. I remember when I first played this, I was very angry because I'm like, I just cleared all these rooms and you're telling me it's all dark again. I have to face all these ghosts again. It can be kind of annoying that they do this, especially at this point in the game. I think it may have made sense a little bit earlier on. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take this mirror warp in the rec room. That way we can get to our we'll get to our destination a little bit quicker. So as you can see, even this main entrance area, completely dark. That's crazy because we've not seen that since the very beginning of the game. But we're going to march right along, and if we actually go up to the second floor on this side, of course, we're not actually not going to go in there. We're going to go ahead and head through. And as you can see, just want to show off, this hallway is, of course, dark. Again, which is kind of interesting. Even the nursery, everything is dark in here. But there's actually something we can do right now. So before I actually confront Uncle Grimly, there's actually another opportunity that we have to collect some more collectibles. So in this blackout section, specifically this blackout section right here, starting now until you get the lights back on, you will only have the opportunity to capture a few different spirit ghosts during this time. I believe there's like 3 or 4 of them we can get now. So very important to go back into some of the rooms that we've already cleared. And of course they will be dark, so of course you will be able to capture speedy ghosts in the dark. But there are some we can only get right now we were not able to get our first times here. So keep that in mind. You didn't miss anything if you're hunting these ghosts down along with me here. But this first one is going to be in Chauncey's crib. I just want to tap on it, and of course he will spawn, and we got him. That'll make the first ghost you can get in the blackout section, and of course he does not spawn any, unfortunately he doesn't spawn any colored stones, so we're not going to get anything of value out of him other than the fact that we captured him. So that'll do it for the first one, and we are actually not too far from where we need to go to confront Uncle Grimly right now. I want to make sure I get this heart in here. Just want to keep my health as full as possible, because all of these ghosts that are in this darkness can easily kill you if you are not quick, and careful. But for now, we're going to move right along. And we actually want to go back down the stairs, because actually Uncle Grimly is not far from us right now, but we need to take care of some more speedy ghosts while everything is still dark. Technically, I think we could still take him on now, but I'm going to go ahead and knock some stuff out here. Alright, so we're actually going to go head down to this basement. And I know I showed it off on the map, but just want to come down here just to kind of prove it again that you, cannot get in here. So this is the breaker room. Kind of silly that we can't just walk in there and turn the lights on already, but again, this is a little bit more of a forced little mechanic here where we have to essentially, in order to, essentially to capture and find and capture another portrait ghost, we have to kind of go through a little hurdle here, even though it really shouldn't be necessary. So now our next fit stop is going to be over here. We want to actually come into the butler's room, and of course there's the DK ghost again. I love them. It's going to take care of one of these guys because I don't want to slip on any damn bananas, for crying out loud. Even though I just did right there. Very nice. We actually want to come into the butler's room, and of course we have several more ghosts in our way. I actually think I do need to take care of some of these because we do need to do something in this room. And yeah, the ice elemental ghosts have returned. I don't have any fire. I just have water, so I won't be able to take care of them. Even though there's fire in the corner, I could probably grab. See if I can just get them to kind of disappear. They'll have to kind of disappear on their own because I can't shine a light on them. It's going to be kind of annoying, but it's all right. Maybe we just get some fire anyhow because they're going to be, I guess they're going to be persistent enough where they will not leave us alone. Very nice. I'm going to douse them with a little fire, stun them. Might as well capture one of them. There we go. And that one's going to be a little bit of a nitwit there. But we want to come back over in this corner. Remember that mouse hole where we got into that first treasure room in the beginning? We want to come back into this room. And yeah, there's a lot more ghosts in here to catch, of course. We actually are going to find another speedy spirit in this room right now. And again, we could not have gotten it in the first, during the first time that we visited this room in the dark. So again, keep that in mind. I actually think I believe all the speedy ghosts you get in this blackout section, you can only get during this portion of the game. So again, if you, have played the game up to this point and you are like, crap, I've been in those rooms and I clearly could have gotten them before. Obviously, that's not the case. And I am down to 40 health. Holy cow, these guys have completely beat me up to the point where I am just dying here and I need some freaking health. I need help and health at the same time. I'm not really afraid of clearing all these ghosts because, of course, that's not going to light up the room. So I'm not going to miss a chance to get the speedy spirit that is right here in this very right chest. Yeah, this large chest right here. Pop it open and you will find another speedy ghost. Second one of the blackout section that you can only get during this time. And look at that. He has dropped a green colored stone. That makes number 9. Yeah, that is it. That is number 9 of the green stones. There's only one more of those to find in the game. I cannot believe we have already gotten that many. That's crazy. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this room. I think you can reopen some of these chests to get more treasure and valuables out of them. I think it might respawn, but for now, we're just going to kind of focus on what we're doing at the time. But one little cool thing here is I just want to kind of show this off. Once Luigi gets down to a certain amount of health, I think it has to go below 50, I believe. And he will start to panic a lot more than he normally does as he's walking. As you can see, he's shaking a little bit more. He's kind of shivering. When you call for Mario with low health, yeah, he does a little bit more of a shriek there. Kind of funny. I kind of like that they made it like that, specifically when he gets down to low health, because you can't hear this. You can't hear the way he calls for Mario in this shrieking manner until he's low enough to do it as far as health goes. So kind of cool. I don't know if many people even know about that, but I always thought that was funny as a kid. I thought it was just something where it just kind of happened randomly until I obviously figured out it was dependent on the amount of health that you have. But for now, we are done in this room. So we're going to go ahead and leave out the little hole we came. That sounded wrong. Sorry. All right. So next up, I did not mean to go through a fake door there. I was, I guess, confusing this door with another door on the floor above us. We want to go in a room in here, but this is the door to get inside. Even though I thought there's a fake door there, but that clearly would have went to the same room. But I guess there's not a real door there, so it doesn't make sense to say that. But we have more ghosts in here, of course. The conservatory. This is, the music room that we were in when we caught Melody Pianissima, or however the hell you say her name. I literally do not know how you pronounce that name. I'm sorry to anyone that has a last name similar to hers. I suck at pronouncing names that are complicated, so we're just going to call her Melody. But we captured her in this room. She played us a very familiar Super Mario Bros. Tune that we all know and love. And what you want to do now for the next Speedy Ghost is search the chair of her piano. And boom, right there. There's third Speedy Ghost you can capture only in this blackout portion of the game. And he drops a red colored stone. And that is actually number 9 for the red colored stone. So only one more of these bad guys get. And I don't know why I said bad guys. One of these bad boys we can get, and we have all 10. So yeah, another thing that's important to note is during this section, you cannot save. That's one thing I kind of forgot about. Yeah, so you want to make sure that if you're doing the Speedy Ghost run and you want to get all of them, definitely make sure you save before you start this little hunt in this blackout section, because you probably want to save before the blackout, because I don't think, yeah, you can't save at all once the lights go off, because Toad is nowhere to be found. But for now, we're going to play a little bit of music here. And as you notice, the instruments are playing the original Super Mario Bros. Theme. Very cool. We're just going to search the little thing there in the corner. Have Luigi do some vocals here. Gotta love it. Okay, just wanted to have a little bit of fun there. I've actually never done that, but Luigi calling Mario in that way was kind of in rhythm with that music in that room. I just thought that was kind of cool, and I just wanted to kind of do that. So yeah. So that's actually going to do it for all of the Speedy Spirits you can find only specifically in the Blackout section. So now, our next stop in the mansion is going to be back down these stairs. We are now on the first floor, so just around the other side where we just were. We want to come back into the rec room, because we need to actually use the mirror to warp back to the main entrance area. And we are now going to head up to the very first door where it all began, as far as our ghost hunt. And of course, these rooms are now completely filled with a bunch of annoying ghosts that we took on the first time. These are just the basic ghosts, so luckily they didn't put in those big blue bad mother effers in here. They were very annoying to deal with upstairs, but they're taking a little bit easier on us since this was, one of the first rooms. So very nice. We're going to just suck these guys away. And that way they're not in our way. So that way we can continue on with no problems at all. It is now time to search these ceiling fans, ceiling fans. Search these chandeliers, see if they have anything in them. But now we're going to go ahead and head into the wardrobe room, because if you remember, this had a pretty large mirror in it. And who is that? Let's check it out. Beating heart, you know what that means. Nobody will find me because I'm old, cranky, and by gum, people are afraid of me. This is Uncle Grimly. This is our next portrait ghost. So you just want to simply wait until he holds up his arms like that. Missed my opportunity there. He'll do it again, don't worry. Come on, man. You know what you need to do for me. Just allow me to capture you. Just make it easy for me. You're supposed to do this. Come on. Okay, come on. This never takes this long. Oh, hey, there he is. Maybe we need to open all of his wardrobes. Freak him out a little bit. There it is, right there. His weakness. So yeah, just simply want to wait for his arms to go up. Simple as that. They make it no harder than that. So he is fairly easy. I'd be very surprised if you do not get a golden frame and a giant pearl in the first attempt here. He really doesn't put up a fight at all. He was kind of, I guess, just willingly, wanting to willingly go into the Poltergust 3000. He just kind of had enough of this place. So, but it is now time to open a treasure chest, the very first one, and I believe the only one you will find in the dark, for another key. This key takes us beneath into the basement. Yeah, so that is actually the key we need to use to get back into the breaker room. And kind of cool, you can actually come out here and ghosts will actually spawn out here. This is the only time in the game when ghosts will actually spawn outside. And obviously they spawned out in the large balcony up on the 3rd floor, so it would make sense why they would spawn out here in this 2nd floor balcony. Kind of cool. Again, we can see the graveyard out there in the distance like we could before. But of course everything is now redarkened, so very creepy, spooky indeed. But now that we have the key, we're gonna go ahead and head back down to the breaker room, because we can now get in there freaking activate that breaker switch, allowing us to relight everything up. We have every speedy spirit that we need to get in this specific portion right here. We are done with the blackout section once we get down there. So again, we are heading back down into the dark, cold basement. You can even see Luigi's breath kind of catching a little bit right there. Let's go back inside. So we are now back in the breaker room. Simply enough, we want to come over here, hit A on this breaker switch, and voila! Light has been restored. And we get another treasure chest. Very nice indeed. And as you can see, a boo has actually popped up. So yeah, we have finally lit up the breaker room. So if you remember back in area 2, at the very beginning, it was probably very annoying that you could not light it up. Now it is finally lit up. And we of course have a little boo decoy in that under that table sheet. So I'm guessing the only other place the boo could be is in these barrels. And it is Booby Hatch. And he's nuts. Wow, I love how they put that together. So he has a total of, I think that was 200 HP. We're going to go ahead and chase after him later. We can't really get to him now, but for now we'll go ahead and grab the key down here that will bring us to a door right across from us. So yes, we are officially now beginning our exploration of the basement of the mansion. So we have finally cleared the breaker room, so let's go ahead and use this key to get into this next room directly across from it. And as you can see, we have now entered a new area. This is the cellar. Welcome to the cellar, everybody. This is creepy enough, but we have all this, what seems to be a bunch of dust piles on the floor. Well, if you use your Poltergust 3000 like it was originally invented to use, you can simply suck up all this dust, because of course it still is a vacuum cleaner at the end of the day, even though it has another purpose. Yeah, you can suck up this dust. What's annoying is it will respawn every time you leave and re-enter this room. I hate that, but that's just something that does happen. But first off, oh, yep, I thought I heard him. I want to go back in here because I heard this guy come back in. We have Booby Hatch. Let's see if we can get him down a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to get him all in one shot here. He has quite a bit of health, so... Oh, wow, that was really close. That was actually a lot more than I was thinking I was going to do in that time, so very nice. But now we're actually going to head upstairs before we progress into that cellar, because I want to save, because that was a lot of work that I just did, getting all those speedy spirits, and I do not want to screw up anything else coming up.
Oh, that blackout was scary. I'm so glad the lights came back on. Phew.
Yeah, so kind of cool. Toad gets a little bit of a new dialogue there once you restore the lights, of course, back in the mansion. Just want to go ahead and save. That way we do not lose any of that wonderful progress that we just made capturing all those speedy spirits and, of course, collecting the colored stones. We have saved all that progress up until now, and, of course, we did capture Uncle Grimly, so it was important to do that. Just want to come in here to make sure that Booby Hatch did not make his way back in that room. Looks like he did not, so we're going to go ahead and work on this room now. So yeah, more dust piles to take care of, and now we have some ghosts that'll spawn. So yeah, this room, they do not spawn until you knock some stuff around or kind of search some things. So again, some rooms, you know, that does happen from time to time. Man, this guy just will not leave me alone. I just want to clear out some of these ghost piles, these dust piles. That way I can make a little bit of an easier time for myself to not only get these ghosts, but there's also a special one in here we need to get as well. And it is in this thing, and it's another speedy spirit. And of course, he's going to fly away from me, making this even more difficult than I wanted it to be. See if we can get him in a corner. Man, this pink one is not going to let me have this guy, is she? It has to be a girl ghost. She sounds like a girl ghost. I'm not going to put a gender on her if she's not. I'm pretty sure she is a woman ghost, so... Oh, very nice. We got him in a corner, and I think he's ours. Very nice. That was very lucky. We didn't get any colored stones from that. That is another speedy spirit off on the list. And I believe that actually makes one more left to grab in this game, so very cool. We're almost done with the speedy spirits. We're actually wrapping up all of our collectible hunt, our entire collectible hunt, pretty much right now in this last portion of the game. Very nice, and it only makes sense since we're getting pretty close to the end. We're not too far away from the end of this game, and that's insane. But now we're going to clear out the rest of the ghosts in this room. Since we are done in here, there's actually nothing more we can collect other than this last ghost. So that's, of course, going to spawn another treasure chest. Clear out this little last dust pile, and we have another boo to find in this room. And as you can see, we have that little pad with the arrow symbol on it, indicating that, yeah, we can actually travel from the floor up to the ceiling in this room. And it looks like we have Boropede. So Boropede has only 100 health. Let's see if we can get most of it until it goes into that other room. So unfortunate, but we have another key to grab. So let's go ahead and do that now. And that is going to send us back up to the 3rd floor. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. But it's okay because, you know what? We're all right. We made a lot of progress. Luigi needs some exercise. I wish there was an elevator in this place, but it's okay that there isn't. But we're going to see if we can go ahead and get Boropede. He's going to go into a room that, of course, we can't access yet. Very cool of him to do that. I love what he did there. It made me very, very happy. I feel very good about myself. But I'm actually going to go ahead and end this off here. So next time on Let's Play Luigi's Mansion, I will see you back up on that 3rd floor where we will find another room full of ghosts to capture. So until then, I will see you later.